Are you feeling stuck in life or like you're just struggling to feel fulfilled or motivated? I used to feel like this more often than I'd care to admit until I started doing this one thing. I'm a big routine person, huge proponent of this. It's been one of the biggest game changers in my life when it comes to achieving my goals and staying on top of all of the things that I feel like I'm juggling at once. But I recently caught myself wanting something. It's been going on for a while. And when I really sat with these feelings, I realized that I've just been in this hamster wheel feeling for a little bit too long. It was causing feelings of boredom, just like a lack of excitement, or just like I mentioned, wanting something. And as I was sitting with these feelings, I realized also that there's certain things that I've been wanting to do. They've been on my would like to have list, but I've been holding back out of a sense of fear because I knew that they were going to make me uncomfortable. So all of this led me to the realization that it's time to start making this one thing part of my daily practice once again. And now you're probably wondering what it is that I'm talking about. But if you're watching this video, chances are that some of the things that I just mentioned probably resonate with you too. Maybe there's a sense of feeling stuck, like a sense of stagnation. Maybe you're feeling a little bit bored or unfulfilled, unmotivated, craving a little bit more excitement in your life. Or maybe you're in the camp where you feel uncomfortable at the thought of change and you're a little bit too attached to your routine. And if you resonate with all of these things, then this is also your sign that it's time for you to join me in leaving your comfort zone. So that's what I want to talk about today. Like I mentioned, there's tons of benefits to having routine and consistency in your life. It can definitely help you achieve goals and manage different aspects of your life with greater ease. However, there are also tons of advantages to balancing that out with intentionally making yourself uncomfortable. At the end of this video, I'll give you some tips for how you can start making this a regular practice for yourself. But first, let's go over the actual benefits to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. One of the biggest benefits to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is brain health. When you make yourself do something new, you put yourself into unknown or uncomfortable situations, it increases the neuroplasticity in your brain. This is your brain's ability to change and orient itself around new information. And the more and more that you put yourself in situations that encourage neuroplasticity, the better that your brain is going to get at it. This is going to improve memory, it's going to improve cognitive ability, and it's just going to improve overall brain health. The wonderful thing about this part of the brain is that it's never too late to start. So if you are on the younger end of the spectrum, starting now is just going to make it so much easier for your brain to continue doing that in a more natural way as you age. And if you are on the other end of the spectrum, it's definitely not too late to start giving your brain a better chance at achieving optimal health. This is one of the things that I find the most common in my older patients too when they're coming in to see me at the clinic, is that a lot of the times they complain about brain fog or short-term memory loss. And while there is a very specific pattern in Chinese medicine that corresponds to this, one of the biggest aspects and one of the biggest things that they have in common is that they are oftentimes not encouraging themselves to continue learning new things or to continue having those newer experiences in their life, because it gets easier as you get older to just kind of get set in your ways and to kind of just get overly comfortable with the routines and patterns and flows that you have in your life. So pushing yourself out of your comfort zone regularly is going to improve this aspect of your brain. The second big benefit of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is resiliency and adaptability. When you're constantly pushing yourself into new environments, into new experiences, learning new things, it's going to create a controlled sense of stress in the moment. It's going to create some uncertainty. It's going to create some anxiety. I mean, think back to the last time that you tried a new sport or a new activity. The other day I tried felting for the first time and it was kind of stressful, learning something completely new, something completely foreign, something that just made me feel like I didn't know what I was doing. So by continuing to put yourself in these situations that create a sense of uncertainty and stress and anxiety, with the intention of doing so, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to be adaptable and to just bounce back from those stressful moments in day-to-day life that just happen as a part of life. It's also going to make you more open-minded, and like I said, it's going to make it way easier for you to adapt to the changes around you. The third huge benefit to pushing yourself out of your comfort zone is it's going to increase self-confidence and personal satisfaction. Learning new skills and developing new abilities is going to make you feel more positive about yourself. This is going to improve self-esteem, which in turn will really help manage any feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. Now, all of the benefits that I went over are very specific benefits, but overall, the sensation, the sense, the feeling that you're going to get is just of feeling good. It's going to create some adventure and spontaneity and just an increased feeling of flow in your life. Doing this regularly is something that I've done throughout my personal, spiritual, and healing journey to get myself out of ruts. And this is what has allowed me to progressively build self-esteem and self-confidence. When I first started my healing journey in my early 20s, this is something that I used to really struggle with. And over the years, I've been through multiple different ruts. Some of them have been harder to manage than others. Some of them have been super minimal. But over the course of my journey, just making it a consistent practice to continue pushing myself to grow, to push myself out of my comfort zone, all of this has really helped me bounce out of each of those ruts so much faster and so much easier than the one before it. Without constantly making this a part of my practice, I don't think that I probably would have ever gotten into health and fitness. I likely would have never made the leap and gone to acupuncture school, and I certainly never would have started this YouTube channel, which has honestly been one of like the biggest ways that I have put this concept into practice in my regular life. And honestly, looking back, all of the magic that I have experienced in my life over the last 10 to 15 years has all resulted from pushing myself out of my comfort zone and doing something that instinctively I might want to talk myself out of in order to keep myself safe. And even despite being aware of all of these benefits and being aware of all of the times that putting this into practice has helped me in my personal life, I also still struggle with fear on a regular basis. Maybe it's something that's never going to completely go away. And as uncomfortable as it is, it's also just an amazing opportunity to continue pushing yourself to try new things, to not allow yourself to get comfortable, to push yourself to continue growing. I actually recently decided to start doing something new every 30 days for 30 days and picking something that I know that is good for me but might be super uncomfortable to do in the moment. So this is something that I'm actually going to document for myself. It's going to be part of my challenge series. So if you want to keep up with that, if that interests you, go ahead and subscribe so that you can kind of keep up with the videos that I'm going to be posting once a month. So if you feel like you're stuck, you don't know where to go, or maybe you know exactly where you want to go, but fear is holding you back, I want to invite you to bet on yourself. Take a breath, grab that fear by the horns, and take that first step. So now that we've gone over all of the benefits to stepping out of your comfort zone, hopefully I've sold you on the idea. I would love for you to join me on this quest. Let's go over some tips for how you can start stepping out of your own comfort zone. We'll go over some very actionable steps that can get you started in a very easy and straightforward way. The first thing that I want you to do, and this is something that I do for myself every single time I'm aware of the fact that it's time for me to start really putting this back into practice, is identifying your comfort zone. Look at the areas of your life where you're feeling stagnant. Maybe there is an area of your life or multiple areas of your life where you feel like you've just been on autopilot for a little bit too long. For me personally, the areas that I know that I've been on autopilot in currently is in my healthcare practices. I do my morning meditation, my journaling, and my workouts, and it's part of my routine, but it's now starting to get a little bit monotonous. It's a little bit too familiar for me, and that's my sign to me that it's time for me to add something new, switch things up, maybe do something that I haven't done in a long time, something that's been at the back of my head where I'm like, I really want to start adding that to my routine, but it's kind of a lot of work, or I know it's going to be uncomfortable. Like for some people, like that might be cold showers or cold water exposure, or maybe kicking your workouts up a notch or something along those lines. The second step is to set a goal. And if you're not familiar with this term, one of the best ways that you can set a goal that is going to be realistically achievable for you is to focus on SMART goals. That's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So start small. Make it something small that you can start incorporating easily into your day-to-day life, but is still going to push you a little bit. And set yourself up for success. Write it down, put it somewhere that you won't forget. Make it a part of your routine. Schedule it. Do whatever it is that you have to do to make sure that it stays at the forefront and it's something that you're taking into consideration on a daily basis. And lean into the fear of failure. Embrace this challenge as the opportunity for growth that it is. But most importantly, have fun with it. Stepping out of your comfort zone with intention is an opportunity to expand your life. Life is way too short, regardless of how old you are. The years, the months, the days, they pass by so fast. So give yourself permission to enjoy it. Give yourself permission to play and to really and truly embrace this new journey that you've chosen to embark on. I'd love to hear what ideas you have for yourself for pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. If you would like to share, I'd love to know. Put them down in the comments below. Like I mentioned, go ahead and subscribe if you want to follow along with my challenge series. And thanks again for watching this video. I love putting these together for you. I love hearing back. I love the feedback. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.